Here are 14 Stoic rules for a better life. Number 1. Be of use to others. The Stoic idea of serving others. It's not just about being selfless, it's about understanding that when we contribute positively to our community or the world, it not only benefits others but also brings a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment in our own lives. I believe that the balance between being selfless and selfish is a fine line. As an individual who is completely selfless may have nothing else to offer than their time and compassion, which, in theory, is a good thing, but in the real world may be less practical, and this is why getting your own house in order is important. 2. Get your house in order. In order to be of use to others in the world, having your house in order is pivotal. What does this look like? Start by focusing on your own self and your own journey. Do you really know yourself? Once you have an understanding of who you believe yourself to be, then allow values like resilience, discipline, and patience be the building blocks of your house. We will cover these values later in the video. 3. Focus on the present moment. We tend to live in the past and in the future. One moment we're reminiscing or regretting, the next we're planning or worrying. Meanwhile, we neglect the one moment that is fully available to us, the present, now. Only the present is important because nothing ever occurs in the past or future. Things happen only in a continuous stream of present moments. Often we may feel stretched by different priorities and yearn for more time, when in reality, more focus is needed. 4. Consistency on what you are building. Whether you are on a journey of personal development or seeking more material success, the consistency of the endeavor is key. Whenever we start on something new, it may look like nothing is happening in the days, weeks, or even months gone past, but there is a hidden value of consistency, in which all these unseemingly low resulting days and months actually look more exponential when you look back years down the line. Marcus Aurelius, an ancient philosopher, wrote that if you want to change something about yourself, the best day for action is always today. 5. Patience trumps all. The bigger your vision, the more you will need to enact the virtue of patience. As you contend with the unpredictability of life and all that it has to throw at you, the more you enact this virtue, the more likely your vision of a better life in the future will come true, as more dreams have been killed by a lack of patience and not seeing any results than the lack of competence. 6. Self-discipline. Self-discipline is like having your own internal compass. It's the ability to stay on track and focused, especially when life throws distractions or temptations. It's about making choices that align with your long-term goals, even when the easy path might lead you astray. It helps you build good habits, whether it's in your work, your health, or your personal growth. It's like having that friend who keeps you accountable. 7. Be wary of the company you keep. It can make or break you. The people you spend your time with will influence the kind of person you become. Most people have heard the phrase, "You become the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with," a quote most commonly attributed to the Greek philosopher Epictetus. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. 8. Coming back from adversity. This can also be referred to as resilience. The journey that you embark on is typically never a straight, linear line. There are often bumps and blips in the road which can halt your overall progress if you choose to let this be the case. Pain, obstacles, challenges, or whatever you want to refer to as, is part of life. Being resilient is about understanding that it is part of the journey. However, suffering doesn't have to be. 9. The troubles of the mind. We suffer more from imagination than from reality. Seneca. I am often guilty of this, and I am sure you are too. As you reach this video checkpoint, what other thoughts have crossed your mind whilst watching? Are you thinking or even worried about family, job, money, or even your own health? These are legitimate things to think and be concerned about. But can you remember, perhaps, to last week or even last month, where you thought of the similar issues and scenarios, yet these issues passed? This ties in with the next rule. What is in your sphere of control? Often you may find yourself thinking or worried about things outside of your sphere of control, as we discussed in the last rule. However, these scenarios are usually outside of your control, and your ability to influence the scenario is severely limited. So isn't it better to focus on what you can control? Like what actions you take or what you consume, for example. 11. Confirm your judgments. If something happens, we get an impression about it. Often take this impression as the truth, and then react accordingly to that impression. Many times, we cannot connect the dots and don't have the full picture of the scenario. Hence, most times this reaction is unwarranted. Sometimes our foresight is clouded for various reasons, in which our foresight and ability to see the bigger picture can grow with experience. 12. Taking responsibility. Epictetus, if you want anything good, you must get it from yourself. This ties with the earlier rule of your sphere of control. In each of life's moments, we are at a crosspoint, whether to take responsibility for our actions and our fate, and whether to blame others for our misfortunes. Sometimes these misfortunes can be deemed as unlucky or unfair. However, your ability to take responsibility for the good and bad, the beauty and the beast, will determine the perceptions of your happiness and life satisfaction. 13. Understanding our emotions. Emotions are key to navigating the challenges of life. We are emotional creatures. This attribute is built on the foundation of understanding and managing one's emotions effectively. You see, emotions play a fundamental role in shaping our perception of reality. They can color our worldview, with negative emotions, in particular, having an exaggerated influence on how we interpret and respond to events around us. It's important to note that the aim of understanding our emotions isn't to suppress or ignore these emotions, but rather to recognize them and allow oneself to experience them fully. As the more time you are not aware of your emotions, the more likely you will implode. 14. The comparison game. Within the online world, we are constantly exposed to other people's lives, successes, and achievements. We have an endless number of things to compare ourselves to, and most of the time, these are not beneficial to us. What is beneficial to us is the path we take for ourselves, so we will finish this video as we started it by getting your own house in order. Those are 14 Stoic rules to lead a better life. If you like this video, then click here to watch our video using Stoicism to stay calm. Like and subscribe for more content. The Development Zone will see you in the next video.